living the dream, kind of.
Yeah. Kind of. Where are you at right
No,
now?
I'm in Boston.
Okay.
Um, Working for a company called Wayfair.
Okay.
Which is, if you type in wayfair.com, you can see what we're all about. But it's like an e-commerce company,
Okay.
and doing like marketing stuff for them.
Cool. Cool.
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm good. School's good. Lacrosse just got done for fall ball, so that's kind of was taking up a lot of my time.
Sweet.
But class is pretty much right now, and not a lot. Just trying to get A's. So.
Yeah. You're a senior, right?
No, I'm a junior, so I have this year and then one more. Yeah. Yeah. So finance major, and kind of packing a lot of classes in. Econ
Gotcha.
minor, so internships, blah blah blah. So.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm in a world music class, and so kind of a final project is to interview somebody that has been in music or is kind of pursuing music, and I don't know if you still are pursuing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I guess, knowing that you were talking about the song and this and that. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
kind of ask you, questions. If you want to elaborate as much as possibly can. It'd be awesome.
Okay.
So, do you have like a name of your group? Like I know you're Zack Cutler. I know I've seen you on like SoundCloud and whatnot, but do you have
Yeah.
like a name of your group?
I don't have a group right now, actually.
Okay.
I'm focusing on like my own stuff. I'm doing voice lessons, and I have like a recording studio in my. So I have like recording studio in my bedroom. So I have a keyboard, and then I have like all this stuff and like microphones and guitars on my wall, and
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
the electronic drum kit.
Sweet.
Yeah. So doing a lot of recording on my own right now. I just did it'll be up soon. I just did the Neshoba Day video. They were like making a new like promo video, and I like wrote and recorded all the music, background music for that.
Awesome. Awesome.
So just doing like random stuff, and I would do eventually want to be like doing a band thing, but right now I'm sort of just focusing on myself. I want to be like pretty serious about voice lessons for the next like 6 months or so before I like really start going for it.
Okay. Cool. So like, when did you start getting involved in music? I know you probably did when you were a kid. We all played piano or guitar or something like that.
Yeah.
What was kind of your background story?
I how old was I mean, my mom like played piano, and growing up we always had a piano in our house. So like, I was probably like 4 years old. My mom started like teaching me stuff on piano, and then transitioned to piano lessons for I don't know, probably 6 years. And 4 years into that, I started playing cello. I played cello for like 3 years. And then my cello teacher moved away, and this new guy came, and I really didn't like him, so I stopped playing cello. And then I picked up guitar. My dad started teaching me stuff on guitar, and then I started taking guitar lessons throughout high school, or on and off. And I'd been singing sort of like in school choir or whatever for like a long time, and singing on my own. In 6th grade, I like was able to like, I'd say 5th or 6th grade, I was really able to like play enough guitar to the point where I could like play guitar and sing to it. So that became like a focus of mine. And then is this helpful? Should I just keep going through?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Keep doing saying whatever you want about music. Yes. Go ahead.
So, and then in college, I started taking jazz guitar lessons with a professor who came up from Berkeley once a week, which was really cool. And I was in an a cappella group, and then I started a band my sophomore year, and was doing that. We would play like all over campus and stuff, like parties, school events, whatever. We're getting like paid a pretty good amount to do that for like the last couple of years of college.
Did you market? Did you guys market yourselves during that then?
Yeah, I mean a little, not like
right
outside of Dartmouth, but like we had a Facebook page and stuff, and like
people could, whatever you wanted to.
Our band was, and like everybody would always just like, fraternities would just reach out to us and like hire us to play and stuff, and we were like the go-to band on campus.
That's sweet.
It's really fun. Yeah, some pretty crazy frat parties were held. Yeah, it was a blast. Then I was also the guitarist for the Dartmouth jazz band called Barbary Coast. So I was like the only guitarist for this like big campus, like the Dartmouth jazz band.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun, and I got to tour with them in New York for like a spring break one time, which was sweet.
Cool. So are you still connected with like any of those teachers? I mean, you're probably still connected with the guys from Dartmouth and whatnot, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't. So, like right now, what I'm really focusing on is like building up a recorded repertoire. So like I'm probably like I've done a couple. I'm about to put up another one online either tomorrow or Tuesday. Still recording, and like I want to build up like like a demo of like 5 or 6 songs that I'm really proud of before I start like really reaching out to people to like try and like get my name out there and play gigs and stuff.
Right, right.
So I think I'll reach back out to those people who I like. Like my guitar teacher is connected in Boston, obviously. My independent study advisor from senior year is well connected in Boston, and I don't know. I know a bunch of different musicians from around the area, but I'm trying to like make sure I have that like foundation online so that if people are like trying to like look me up or whatever, like I feel like it's representative of my skills.
So you're kind of like a portfolio for yourself, so that people can look back and say, "Hey, this is what Zack Cutler has done," and obviously
Yeah,
something that you're very proud of and very, you feel
yeah,
confident with. So.
yeah, exactly.
Musical influences. I know everybody has them. I mean, I know my favorites, but I mean, who've been your musical influences throughout the years that kind of have changed?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's definitely changed over the years. I have a Jimi Hendrix poster up here.
Okay.
He's a big like in terms of guitar, he's the dude.
Yes, the man.
But I would say people who first got me really excited about music were Dispatch, uh, huge Dispatch. Or I don't know, I'm not as into them anymore.
Okay.
But I was a huge Dispatch fan. Dave Matthews, like this is like so middle school, then high school is like Dave Matthews and John Mayer.
Okay.
And then in college, like my music taste has got like a lot more eclectic.
Okay.
So like Bombay Bicycle Club is probably my favorite band right now.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of them, you should look them up because
Okay.
they're super good. I've been listening to Brett Dennen a lot. He's really good.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's like totally all over the place for right now, but like growing up, those were definitely my influences.
Um, and I guess you already talked about kind of your performances that you did in high school and college, and kind of going through the choir and then your band at Dartmouth.
Yeah.
So do you have like a goal with your music? I mean, I know you have different musicians, kind of whether for themselves or obviously you want to get to the next level of music, but do you have like a kind of an overall goal with music, like to make people happy? You know what I mean? Is there something that you kind of
Yeah, totally.
yeah? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there are a few ways to answer that question, and I can answer them every way. So, I mean, ideally, within 5 years, I'd like to be able to support myself as a full-time musician, for sure. Um, but like, that's gonna depend on so many different factors, like whether or not I actually will, even if it's possible, whether I actually will do it or not. But like, best case scenario is I'm in a band that tours the country half the year, recording half the year, and doing that for the rest of my life. But that's pretty unusual. So, very like worst case scenario, I want to be just like playing music with a band for the rest of my life, like locally or whatever.
Right, right.
And yeah, I mean, I think like what's cool about music is like if you do end up getting that sort of like reach and influence, you can like use it to to like benefit certain causes or like generally just like it's the most incredible feeling to play music for people and like watching them like smile and like sing along with you,
Right.
especially if it's a song you've written, which has definitely happened for me in the past. So just like being able to touch people in like a certain way that's like super unique is like it makes it all worth it.
Right, right.
And also like connecting with other musicians too, like being able to play music with somebody else and like really like getting it.
And
Like,
having it kind of form together and kind of mold and just kind of create your own
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. No, I mean, I've never experienced because obviously I can't play instruments, but if I could make people sing along to my own music, yeah, I'd be pretty happy. So,
Exactly.
have you? In what ways have you connected with kind of world music? Has that have any influence on you? Different countries? I mean, have you traveled to other countries to see or different, cultures, friends?
Definitely has had an influence on me for sure. I wasn't really exposed to much world music until college, probably, but I took an ethnomusicology course sophomore year, and it focused on like it was mostly like Central Asian music, but like a lot of different other. I mean, yeah, Central Asian and it's like Southeast Asian music. So that was really cool. Um, I mean, I think like world music influences on me through me have been like secondhand. So like a group that's like directly influenced by like certain type of music that then like displays that influence in their own music will then influence me. But like I'm not personally listening to a lot of like I'm mostly listening to like American and like British music.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean that band Bombay Bicycle Club, they're not Indian, and their name is from an Indian restaurant in London. But they're like a songwriter had just done a long trip in India, and so this most like recent album has like a lot of like Bollywood influences, which are really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But then yeah, and like all Beatles have the Indian connection as well, and like Vampire Weekend is like very influenced by like African music. So like if you listen to some of the guitar riffs in Vampire Weekend, they're like just straight up exactly like African guitar riffs.
Okay.
So I think in that way it's influenced me for sure. And like the rhythmic thing, like growing up, I was in a percussion club in high school, and so like the Latin rhythms and stuff like certainly influenced me. I played like a lot of like Afro Latin jazz in jazz band at Dartmouth. So like yeah, I think all those different like ways definitely is I've interacted with it for sure.
Okay. That's awesome. So what has been like one of your bigger performances? Have you had a big performance, whether it be at Dartmouth, whether it be Neshoba? What has been kind of
Yeah.
one of your main?
Uh, like my one that I'm like most excited. So, do you know the band American Authors?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, they sing that song like "Best Day of My Life."
Yep, yep.
So my band opened for them at Dartmouth this past winter.
Awesome.
So it was like the winter carnival, like big Dartmouth concert, and my band was the band that like opened for them. So and that was all original music stuff that I had written, and we got to play for them. And it was like we were. It's like one girl like tried to get my autograph in the middle of the show, which is like really strange because like I go to school with her, and I don't know. It was but yeah, that was really cool because it was like a huge crowd of people like playing for them.
Did you reach out? Did they reach out to you then, or how did you guys
The
connect some way?
Dartmouth like programming board reached out to me
Okay.
and asked me if I wanted to do it, and they're like, "We want you to open for this like huge band and pay you for it," and I was like, let's do that."
And what was your band at Dartmouth called again?
We were called Toast.
Toast. Got it.
Yeah,
And I think I've seen some of your stuff. Did you guys ever put stuff on YouTube then?
we had like a couple videos from junior fall, I think.
Okay. Okay. Toast. That's a good name. So do you write all your own music then, or do you have anybody help you, or?
So for Toast, I would say we did covers also because like if you're playing a frat party, you have to do covers.
Right.
And they're definitely fun sometimes too. But I wrote probably three-quarters of our originals, and then Xander, the keyboardist and other vocalists, wrote like a quarter of our originals. And like in the process, in terms of like working it out with a band, is like I would have written it for guitar and voice or piano and voice, and then I would sort of like play it for the group, and like there would be plenty of times where I would know exactly what I want from each of the instruments and convey that to them, and then let them put their own spin on it. And there would be other times when I'd bring them a song and I'd say, I really like this song that I wrote, like, what do you guys think of it? And we'd talk about it, and like they would even maybe have some influence over like the structure of the song for sure. And then they would sort of, everybody would come up with their own parts, and I'd sort of be like, yeah, I really like that, or like, no, I don't like that, can you maybe do this instead? So it was like, it was collaborative to some degree, but like it was always like I had written the original song and brought it to them, like relatively polished before we'd work it out together.
That's interesting. That's so cool to me. Like I wish I
Yeah.
could create a band and like play guitar, but I can't. So I'll stick with lacrosse and stay with that.
You can play guitar, can't you? A little bit?
I taught it. I attempted to teach it. I learned over the summer, but you can only
Yeah.
learn so much from just sitting there and strumming and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like you said, you record your music in your dorm. Do you have any other people that you play with within Boston, like at this point in your life now?
Not yet.
Okay. Have you reached out to people, or are people reached out to you, or?
Not really. I have like specific people who I plan on reaching out to over the next like after like a couple months when I'm just going to be like hammering away my recording.
Okay.
And so like people who I like know and respect as musicians, and like we maybe cross paths in high school or have mutual friends or whatever, and like, um, but I don't want to reach out to them until I have like a bunch of stuff I'm really proud of online, so that then I can, because like
No, I
all
did.
the time, like people have reached out to me for sure who like are like, yeah, we should definitely jam sometime, and it's like you have to be discriminatory to some degree because like not everyone's going to be up to your standards, and so like obviously other people who I think are good enough that I'd want to play with me like are going to have to feel the same way about me, so I need to make sure that I can like back that up like with stuff I have online, because otherwise I'm just like another random dude that's like reaching out to these people who are good.
And they're just like, maybe this kid's not that great. I don't really want to play with him. And then you lose your
Yeah,
opportunity. Right.
yeah, or who knows, and so like I'm like super like picky when it comes to like people I at this point in my life I want to be really picky when it comes to people I like would welcome into a band with me, because if I'm trying to actually do it professionally I can't afford to like have a weak link in my band.
Right. No, completely. You want to make the best of your opportunities. Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, exactly.
Um, and so kind of going back to like writing songs, and obviously you've written quite a bit. How do your songs come to you? Personal experience, I'm guessing. But I mean, what
Yeah.
how do you form a song? Or I mean, kind of give me maybe a short story of what kind of goes through your head. And,
Okay. Yeah. This is I don't like get to talk about this that much. This is cool.
you know, this is interesting to me, and I think that my teacher's gonna love this. So I'm hopefully getting that out of this. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. um, so it totally varies. But I definitely think like the unifying factor across all of my songwriting is like I get into like a specific like this feeling that comes over me when I like know I'm about to like be like in the right mindset to write a really good song, and it usually is associated with like a specific like emotion or like musing about where I am in life.
Okay.
Most of my songs are, I would say, written about like sort of like just like general like situational aspects of like me being where I am in my current life. And so like that wasn't very specific, but that's it. It changes based on
Right.
what the song is,
Right.
obviously. So like